Another day, another bunch of anime for us to watch and form opinions on. It's always such a judgmental time of a season, where we choose what shows are worth our time and which deserve to be left in a garbage bin, with so many rotten banana peels and used tea bags. Whilst I'm not sure all of today's shows will end up with such a poor fate, I imagine quite a few will come close. It's time once again for a 2017 summer anime preview, from a different perspective. Ballroom dancing is big business. You just need to look at the popularity of reality TV shows like Strictly Come Dancing, known as Dancing with Stars in America, to see that it's been having a major resurgence in recent years. I think it's in part down to a growing culture of keeping fit in less traditional ways. So it's no surprise then that joining a growing list of sports anime this season is Welcome to a Ballroom, an anime about competitive ballroom dancing. This is a show that's hot on the heels of last year's hit figure skating series, Heroine. But instead of focusing on people already part of their sports, Welcome to a Ballroom introduced us to Tatara Fujita, a complete beginner who has no idea about ballroom dancing, or it could be a sport. And so we get our introductions episode. All the classic characters in shows like this are present. So far, we're a clueless newbie, who in this series is also a main character. We have an experienced doubter in the form of Shizuku, a girl from the same school as him. We have Konami Sengoku, the tough teacher who initially doubts our lead character's skills, and has a history of professional dancing that has likely gone awry at some point in the past. And finally, the friendly and kind sport character Tamaki, who will stand up against Konami for our lead guy. It'll be interesting for how long the series takes in bringing Tatara up to competition level. As we enter the first episode, whom we're completely unaware, will we end up with him enthusiastic but clueless? Will we waltz through a series learning the different styles of ballroom dancing? Or will we quick step into a competitive scene and learn through doing? This is a show that will always be compared to Yuri on Ice, in the same way that Dive will always be compared to Free. If it wants to differentiate itself, it will need to pay attention to the way it tells its story. Overall, Welcome to a Ballroom interested me, and it's not the most exciting show of the year, but it definitely shows promise. And if you want to watch the show for yourself, drive your way over to Amazon Video in the UK, or Anime Strike in America. Altair, A Record of Battles, is a work of fiction. Anything that appears in it is a product of the author's imagination, and should not be taken as any resemblance of an actual thing. For some reason, Amazon really felt the need to push that message at the start of episode 1 of Altair, which means it must really resemble some sort of historical event or location. After watching the first episode, it's quite clear its location is Turkey. I mean, the fictional version is called Turkiye. It's not that well disguised, is it? Regardless, Altair introduces us to Mahmut Pasha, a young prodigy and falconer who has just reached a position of power in his country. We're not told precisely what he does, but I can only assume that, given what we see of him, is some sort of council member who helps make decisions. That's kind of what we see him doing in the first episode. The series throws a lot of culture at us in the first episode, from sensual dancers to a political situation and the prospect of war. The world itself looks very colourful and very foreign. There are bows and arrows, swords and stealth. We're also shown a dark past for our hero Mahmut. He lost his family in a past war, and so wants to prevent any tragedy like that befalling anyone else in the future too. Overall, Altair is a mixed show. It shows a lot of potential interest in its storyline, but it also feels very cliched and doesn't immediately draw me in. You can probably tell how hard it is for me to come up with an interesting thing to talk about with this show. There could also be a potential historical angle of the show, but as Amazon was very clear, this show has no basis in history. So there goes that option. And you can watch for yourself on Saturdays on Amazon Video in the UK, or Anime Strike in America. Tokyo is a big city. So a lot of places in Japan, to be honest, and it's not so surprising that a number of anime about regenerating the smaller towns and villages of Japan have increased in number. Following on from a lovable Loco doll and a fantastic Sakura quest, comes a different take on rural regeneration: action heroine Cheer Fruits. In the world of Cheer Fruits, a special set of regulations have been introduced to give small towns a chance to promote themselves. The town of Hinano City is introducing its own local heroines in an effort to promote itself and help draw people to visit the town. But that's all in the future. For now we're introduced to our two lead girls. First is Mikan, a girl with a young sister who adores the nationally popular local heroine, Kamidayo. While the second girl is Anne, a girl who herself adores the aforementioned Kamidayo, with all kind of tokusatsu series. Both Anne and Mikan's little sister are very excited about the prospect of her idol coming to town and putting on a show, so they're devastated when the show is cancelled last minute. In order to make her sister stop crying, Mikan promises to get Kamidayo to put on a special performance. But without any real prospect of getting a real one to perform, she has to team up with Anne to put on a show. Really, Cheerfruits is a simple prospect for a show. Girls find friendship whilst working together to fight make-believe evil and save our town while doing so. But a lot of ways that Cheerfruits could fail, but in a show like this it's not the destination that matters, but rather the journey. And your mileage will rely on how the characters draw you into their show. If you want to be a part of their audience, you can find it on Saturdays on HIDIVE in the UK and Anime Strike in America. If you ask anybody interested in anime 10 years ago to name one of the more common ways of making a girl more attractive to anime fandom, they'll have given you the answer of turning on their Nekomimi mode. There isn't even an anime opening with the same title. But times have changed. Cat girls are just no longer good enough. And if we were to believe a centaur's life, neither are two legs, as our heroine Himeno is unsurprisingly a centaur. Her best friends Nozomi and Kyoko are also different to regular humans, Nozomi being a demon girl, whilst Kyoko is a half satyr. In fact, in this show, no one is what we would refer to as human, as well took a different route of evolution. Instead of evolving from apes, humanity instead evolved and split into several different evolutionary lines, such as centaurs, satyrs, mermaids and demons. A centaur's life is the latest in a growing list of shows which feature human girls. Whilst a lot of the shows are heavily fan service based, such as Everyday Life of Monster Girls, others can be heartwarming, with fantastic interviews with monster girls, or with Mr. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid for instance. This show falls somewhere in between the two. It's not a fan service anime, but it doesn't have the same smile-inducing effect that Debbie-chan and Dragon Maid had. It's a light slice of life show with interesting characters and fun interactions between of the unusual types. And as is with every show it falls into a slice of life genre, it's a show that will live or die based on the strength of its cast. Our lead girl Himeno is a very gentle girl. She's not just a princess by name, she really acts up to her role. Everybody loves her, and she's always the centre of attention, and not just because she's the largest thing in the room. The demon girl Nozomi is a much smaller girl, and a member of a demon race. She got quite a boyish air about her, not just due to her appearance, but she was also brought to a karate dojo. Finally, the satyr girl Kyoko is a much less energetic girl than her two friends, with a greater stamina due to Nozomi's training and Himeno's racial stereotypes. She's more a tease, but often feels like the third wheel in the group, as most of the plot lines involve the other two. Your experience with Centaur's life will be different depending on how much you are drawn to the Monster Girls culture that is accompanying anime these days, and how much you like slice of life shows. It's not a laugh-out-loud comedy, but it doesn't really need to be. I'm enjoying it, and if you like me, you probably will too. It's airing on Crunchyroll on Sundays. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I would take back those words that hurt you, and you would stay. Though I wouldn't be saying that at all to Kronos Ruler, as, and spoiler alert here, it's not going to be getting a green from me anytime soon. In fact, I'd hasten to say it's probably one of the worst shows I've seen in recent memory. The only thing I can say in its favour is that it makes for good joke material. It's not helped that our protagonists are Victor and Kiri Putin. I can already picture all of a meme fan art of a topless on a horse. It's not an image I particularly want to imagine, so I'll move swiftly on. The signs are obvious very early on this will be a dark and gritty show, but it's so dark and gritty that it has an eye patch and large magical activation sequences that will appeal to only the most chunibyo of anime fandoms. The plotline doesn't really make any much sense either, but for the benefit of those who are interested, it's about demons who eat time, and the men who fight them. If you're tempted to watch this, don't. However, if you're the type of person who looked for last season's Silver Guardian or Winter's Handshakers and saw a show that appealed to you, then you'll probably like this as well. and also you're no longer allowed to have an opinion. But seriously, if you do want to watch this, it's on Crunchyroll on Fridays. And that is all for today. There's nothing really more I could say other than that, so I won't. I'll let you form your own opinions of the shows, so please let me know what you think down below in the comments. And of course, I do want to thank you for watching, and wish you a wonderful day. Bye bye.